of faith, the chapter. And in this, we have seen that how the different modes of faith, according to identifying the mode of faith, according to our activities. What are the activities? What we are going to do? That is how we are going to eat, how we are going to sacrifice, what is the at that time of austerity, what we are doing, at the time of charity, what we are doing. So different kinds of food. What are the different kinds of food what we have to eat? In which mode, which food? Any one of you? Hare Krishna, go on.
Hare Krishna Mataji, mode of goodness, fruits, uh,
Uh,
fresh cooking.
veg foods.
Veg fruits. Then,
Before prepared before 3 hours we have to take.
okay. That
Or
is, it must be juicy, fatty, and wholesome, and it must be pleasing to our heart. This will be in the food in the mode of goodness. So, what is the result of it? If we are going to eat such a food without causing any type of violence to other creatures and other things, what we are getting from the plants, plant-based food mostly, or from the dairy, we are eating this wholesome food in the mode of goodness. So, what is the result we are going to get?
increasing the duration of life, purifies one's existence, gives strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction.
So these are the results what we'll be getting from eating juicy, fatty, and wholesome food. It is plant-based and dairy-based food normally. So in this way, we are going to increase our duration. If the food is in the mode of passion, any other person, how will be
Salty
the
food,
food we'll be eat?
salty food, too bitter
Yes,
and
too
dry.
bitter, too salty, too pungent, drying, and burning. So what we are at the time of eating only, what will be the results?
Distress,
Immediate
misery,
results, no?
Passion. Mode of passion.
Yes. Yeah, in the
Uncomfort.
mode of passion, it is distress. Why it is distress? Because at the time we are eating very source food or it is uncomfortable to our tongue. Some people they'll be liking that type of word. It depends upon their modes. But normally when we are eating such a pungent and other bitter foods and too sweet and too salty foods like this, we'll be having a pain at the time of eating only. Because it is very hot, very spicy, we'll feel that. And by eating this, what will happen? No, our mood of passion will be there. No, so we'll be feeling such as depression, and we'll be saying some of them will be having that craving capacity. Craving. If we have eaten one, we need to eat more and more. So that craving will be. So, but that craving, what is going to have? Immediately, it may not give you the results, but for the period of time, it gives you the diseases. So we have to avoid that foods that are in mode of passion also. Then what are the foods that are to be eaten in mode of ignorance?
more than 3 hours cooking food.
Yeah, more than 3 hours after after food is cooked. If we are taking more than 12 hours, first then it
Amisa.
comes to tamasic. Then that tamasic, what is that tamasic? Because the food will be rotten for some time. And some full food will be what as it is stored. So all the vitamins, everything will be degraded. Some vitamins will be there, but they will be totally degraded. And these people in the mode of ignorance, because they are very lazy to cook the food, it is very difficult for them. So what they will do, they will just keep it in the refrigerator. So they will remove from the refrigerator. They will again eat it and will be taking it. By taking this type of food, what will happen? It will be tasteless. Sometimes it will be decomposed also. And because this is not offered to the Lord, and there may be a lot of infections because as a prolonged period after cooking, if we are going to eat before 3 to 4 hours, it is perfect. It is in the mode of goodness because it is taking more time, and due to the behavior, due to the swabhava of that individual, then this food becomes very stale, decomposed. So some people they like that. So they are in the mode of goodness. So what will be their results? What will be the result of taking such a tamasic food? They will be in the every time they will be in a mode of ignorance, and by taking that tamasic food, what will happen? No, they will be prolonged to degradation species. See, if a person is speaking is sleeping for 24 hours a day, in the next life, what he's going to become? Any one of you idea? Just like Ravana's brother Kumbhakarna was there, he used to sleep for 6 months and he used to wake up for 6 months, and he used to eat lots and lots of food. So in the same manner, when the soul or when the person who is in the mode of ignorance ends eating the food that is remaining for more than 24 hours, it's stale and decomposed, he'll be taking in the degradation series of polar bear. Then coming to the sacrifices. Sacrifice, how we have to do any sacrifice according to the scriptures and not desiring any fruits or rewards. If we are not desiring any fruits or rewards, it is in the mode of goodness. If we want some material rewards, it comes under sacrifice under mode of passion. And also at the third time, they doesn't want anything, any profit or anything, but they want to show it as a show put. I am doing this much of sacrifices, disregarding of scriptures and everything. It comes in the mode of ignorance. So these are, if someone is there who is in the mode of goodness, he is offering all services, all sacrifices to the Lord, then it will be in the mode of goodness. So again, coming to after sacrifices, what is that?
Austerity.
Austerity. What is the austerity? Manasa, vasa, karmana. So austerity by body, austerity by mind, austerity by speech. How must be our austerity bodily? We have to be clean. Bodily, it takes daily taking bath for 2 times, cleaning your body, cleaning your teeth and other things. It comes to keeping your body in a perfect fit position. Then if it comes to austerity of speech, how must be our speech? Every time we have to speak truth, and every time it must be pleasing to others. It must not harm anybody. And if you are going to please everybody, anudvegakaram vakyam, we must not agitate others when we are speaking. So these are the qualities of speech, austerity of speech. One more is there, mind. How must be our mind when you are speaking something? In thing, it must be in when we are saying something, when you are speaking, you must have a self control of it, and you have to have full satisfaction, and you must be very simple in the thought of mind what we are speaking, because when we are regulating our body, mind, and words, we promote wisdom and satisfaction. Or the team, or when you are speaking towards a group of people as a team, and you become a practically the leadership qualities develop, because these are perfect. These are for the self-management system, because austerity of body, mind, and speech. Cleanliness, simplicity, it is not doing any type of violence. It is for the body, for speech. We have to not irritate others. Whatever we speak, it must be beneficial to others, and it must be pleasing, easing, and we have to speak the truth. And we must be always regularly, when we speak something, it must be linked with the Vedas or the from the Guru Parampara, austerity of speech. Mind, when we are speaking, when you focus everything, thing on the speaking, it gives you the satisfaction, simplicity, and self-control. And sometimes it also gives you the purifications of one existence. And how can we calm the raging of our mind? When the mind is satisfied, when the mind is in peace, when it is having no duplicity, and when there is a control of sense gratification. So purification of mind can be done by these ways. Means coming out of greedy, duplicity, sense gratification. We can see that, and we can treat each and everybody as a we can treat them as, we can see all the women as the mothers of mother, as a point of mother. So when we see like that, the purification of our existence becomes, that is, sanctifications begin. And also we have that uh, according to our according to the three modes of nature. Means if it is the austerity in goodness, it will be having the transcendental faith. If it is in the austerity of passion, means out of pride we are doing. If it is in the austerity of ignorance, as per the story of Bhasmasura, it is out of foolishness and self-torturing, and also injuring others, and also destroying ourselves. So these are the three different levels of austerity: austerity of body, mind and speech, and austerity in goodness, passion, and ignorance. And also after that, we come to the portion of charity. How we can give charity? Charity can be done in, if it is in the mode of goodness, it is given as a duty without expectation. Then it comes as as in the mode of goodness, and by taking at the proper time, proper place, and to a worthy person, then it comes to a charity of goodness. If you are doing charity to a passionate person, then what the reactions? If you are going to give some alms to a beggar, if the beggar is using to satisfy his belly, only up to. If a beggar is going to give that amount to a temple, when he is going to take the darshan of the Lord, when he is giving that to it as a donation to the temple, it becomes sanctified. So, but normally what will happen for a beggar, if he's using for he's not going to for the temple, he's not going for his belly, he's going to for sense gratification. Then the system of pious and impious activities, it will be shared by the other person, the donor also. So this charity must be, it will have some written value for fruity activities. If it is in the mood of grudging or anything, and again it will be taking into the type of repentance. Why I have done like that. So when it comes to the mode of ignorance, they don't know actually to give to anybody. If they are for some of the reason, because they are in the mode of ignorance, they doesn't want to give their money, or they don't want to earn their money. Only in whatever the circumstances, they want to simply enjoy, beg, borrow, or steal, be happy in this life. So that is the mode of ignorance. Or charity people, if they want to give charity to some of the people also, they doesn't see any type of proper place, time, or anything. They will be giving, if that the person is worthy or not, also they won't see. If it is unworthy or anything, no, without any type of proper attention, everything, they'll be giving everything to eating, because they wanted to give something to others. So they doesn't see that if the person is worthy or anything. So this comes under the charity of ignorance. Up till now it is clear, no? Now we'll take up the last section. How to come out of, how to actually live when we are doing any type of things, when you are going to please the Lord by taking the name of the Lord. Because why we are doing this, as we are having Shraddha, the faith, we are doing different types of activities. Because by the different types of activities, what are there? Austerity, charity, arity, sacrifice, and food. If you can distribute food as the prasadam of the Lord, it is sanctified process. If you are giving charity to the temple, or charity to the preacher who is going to preach, or who is going to into propagate the Krishna conscious movement, it becomes an auspicious charity. And if you are not going, if you are going to give the charity to a beggar, or sometimes, because whatever the fruits he is going to reap, in that you will be having a share of it. If it is for the temple or anything, it is going to be in Shuddha Sattva. So that profits also you will be getting. So it depends upon where you are going to give charity, where you are going to do your austerity or sacrifice, price, or anything. How you want it to, because as per your Shraddha, you are going to into, normally, as we are, everybody are in the mode of goodness, because we are reading Bhagavad Gita and we are trying to grasp Bhagavad Gita. So at this time, we are in a mode of goodness. So by the mode of goodness, every time these three modes will be active. So we have to cross these three modes and we have to go to Vishuddha Sattva. See, these three modes are better, but which is the better? Sattva is the better. That is, mode of goodness is better. But when we have got the detachment to this material things, material bondage, then we will be progressing to Vishuddha Sattva. How we can go for the Vishuddha Sattva? Taking the shelter of the bona fide spiritual master, obeying him, tadvid pranipatena praprashnena sevaya upadeshantate jnana jnanina sattva darshana. We have to be very submissive to the guru, and we have to take his instructions as a life and so in that way we'll be progressing in our Krishna consciousness movement. So now we are in this material bondage. So now Krishna is going to explain us how to come out of this material bondage. Now he's giving the password or key to come out of this material bondage. What is the key? Om Tat Sat. So for these three words, Krishna will be explaining all the other verses which are there in the 17th. From 23rd to 28th verse, only these three words are explained. What is Om, Tat and Sat? So according to which mode? Because whatever the activities we are doing, we can't stop them. Because as as a conditioned soul, you are you are entrapped in one type of body, so you have to bear according to that body circumstances. So in that circumstances also, if you are doing activities, how we can spiritualize the activities? By knowing the password or the pass key. When you know that lock is there, how to open the lock? You know the key. So here Krishna is giving us the key. What is the key? Om Tat Sat. Whenever you do a auspicious activity, you have to say Om Tat Sat. Means it is offered to the Lord. So what is the word Om means? What is the Sat means? What is Tat means? According to different gunas, in which gunas it is coming. According to these modes of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, how we can take that. And what it is meant by Asat. So these four main words, Om, Tat, Sat and Asat. These three are the password. Asat means the persons who doesn't have any faith in the scriptures, any faith in Krishna. They are always bound up to material things. So that is Asat. And this is Om Tat Sat. What are these Om Tat Sat? We'll be seeing in this 23rd to 28th slokas. Any one of you go through the sloka. Just read the sloka, translations of this sloka.
Text 23. From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of Supreme. Text 24. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifice, charity, and penance in accordance with the scriptural regulations begin always with Om to attain the Supreme. Text 25. Without desiring fruity result, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word that. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement. Text 26 to 27. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O Son of Bharata. Text 28. Anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme, O Son of Bharata, is impermanent. It is called Asat and is useless both in this life and the next. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now we have seen the four words. Om Tat Sat. So what is the meaning of Om? What is the meaning of Tat? And Om, what is the meaning of Sat? And what is the meaning of Asat? See, Om means it is always indicating. It is always indicating the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead. And this Om is always found in some of the Vedas. See, if you are going to say that at Om means any, see, we have seen different demigods, no? Every time when you are going to take their names, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om is indicated. Om is indicated as a Pranava mantra, or it is the first word what we are going to, or it is the imperfect representation of Lord Krishna also. Because Om means it is A, U, and The combination of A, U, and Ma is called Om. 3 letters, it is command is called Om. So this Om is called the Pranav mantra. As it is stated in the 11th chapter, after this Pranav mantra is nothing but Om. And in different types of Vedas also, you can every time it is found as Om. Then again, we can also say that Om Tad Vishnu means it is everything. Whatever we do, it is offered to Vishnu. Or this is the just a holy name. And if we say Om means it always indicates that it is from Vedas. And Tat is Tattvamasvi. Tattvamasvi means it is when we say Om, it will be the first person. And when we say this Tattvamasvi, or Tat means Tattvamasvi, that is the second goal. And if we say Sat means again towards the Supreme Lord. So normally, Om Tat Sat, all the 3 words actually indicate the absolute truth of the Supreme Personality. But sometimes when Om is used, how Om is used, where Tat is used, because Om is used not only in Vedas, but in different types of pranava mantras also Om is used. And also in some places, Om is used in different ways. Where it is used, how it is used, we'll be going to read. And also Sat. Sat means Sadaiva Saumyaha. Means it indicates that it is the third. See, first is Om, second is Tat, and third is Sat. So, Om, Tat means Tattvamasmi. Sat means Sattvam Eva Saumyaya. And also these 3 means how we have to see means these 3 are the scriptural references. If you take that as a scriptural references, or also, and in this sloka, the 23rd sloka, this is indicated. And again for Om, if you are going to read for the Om means always helping one to, what is the purpose of Om actually? It is to remember the Lord. Om means it is nothing but the name of Vishnu, name of Narayana, name of Krishna. But it is actually the beginning of any type of Vedic hymns or Vedic mantras and anything. Or it is in the supreme, or we can say it as a devotional practice. And sometimes, no, everything when we do, when we say Om means it comes under Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padaha. Padam means every time thing. When you say Om, see, if we say no, many people are there, no, they'll say Hari Om. Means it is coming to the lotus feet of Hari. Hari Om Tat Sat. Or some people will be saying only Om Tat Sat. So because these are normally it is written in the scriptures, they will say Om means it is also the form of the Lord. It is the Pranav mantra, or it is one of the form of the Lord, Om. So everything will be starting with our Om. And again, we also can see, or we can also see that from different Acharya's version, Om means it is the internal potency of Lord Krishna. Or we can also, and Tat is also the, what we'll say, the greatest glorification of different scriptures, such as Vedic scriptures or Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. In that also, Om is given. And so again, Sat is also having. Sat means it is completely uncontaminated. means without defects, or extremely completely auspicious. So, because Om Tat Sat means it is confirmed that it is from the Vedic ordinance and injections of difference, means injections of the scriptural references, and also it is from the immortal soul, because we'll be in that soul platform. We are not on the bodily platform. Because when you got the key, you'll just open the key and you'll run out of that jail, no? So, this is the password or this is the key, whatever you can assume. And also, after knowing Om, the next feature is the Tat feature. If Tat is there, Tat means we'll be getting the or detachment. See, if we are when we are going to say Tat or Tattvamasmi, we will be in that. We will be saying that we are not. We don't want to have any type of material contaminations. Mean or detachment to this type of detachment to the work for the sake of so we don't have any type of fruits for them. What are the work we do? I'm going to please the Lord, that's it. If it may be cooking activity, if be digging activity, it may be making garlands to the temple, any activity that is done with described to the Lord, and that is done only for the pleasing of the Lord, disregarding all types of fruit activities, then it comes to Tat. Then coming to Sat. What is Sat? Sat is again, we'll say that this is also a which is not having of any type of defects, or it is completely auspicious. What is completely auspicious? The name of the Lord, the glories of the Lord, the Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leelas, everything are purely, fully consciousness of Krishna. So here we get all the three. Om Tat Sat. And again, we'll be coming, no, here also there'll be different types of people, so differently. So they will say that it is only for what will be the goal? What is the goal? As a devotee, just following the rules and regulations of our spiritual master, if we are going to do everything without having any type, we must not be a very blind person following the blind. It's not like that. We have to have full faith in Guru, whatever he's doing, whatever, if he is going to chastise her or if he is going to do anything, because as a Guru, he gives us all the abilities that are required. So he knows in which we are very interested. If it is maybe whichever the seva, we'll be getting that seva. So we'll be going our journey will be smooth to go back to our goal. What is our goal? To get love of the God. Prema Bhakti is the main thing. So when Sakti is used, how it can be? Means it is just an person offering. See, you can see that many examples are there. For a boy, there'll be thread ceremony. So they'll be giving the thread, and he'll be giving Gayatri mantra in his ear, and he has to recite daily. So this is also one type of offering. Sat means. Again, the persons who are asat means the person who doesn't declare, or the performer who is going to practice everything for the sake of Krishna. Ishna is also known as a Sat. And if a persons who are not going to please Krishna, if it is Krishna, they are going to get eternal bliss and happiness, eternally, everything. But if the persons are there, or some of the souls are there, they doesn't like to follow the scriptures or any other things, as per they are in the mode of ignorance, that nature is of impermanent. So again, impermanent nature means again they are degraded. So that the word asat is used. Is it clear this? After going to read the slides, it will be very clear. So, austerity, charity, influence, faith. Anyone of you read the text of 23 from the slide?
Hare Krishna. Vedic method of purifying any activity. Om Tat Sat. How to purify food, sacrifice, austerity, and charity. Although always contaminated by any one of the material modes, they can be made as the means of spiritual elevation by aiming them at the Supreme, Om Tat Sat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Eternal. What if one acts without following spiritual regulations? He will not attain absolute truth. He will get some temporary results by not the ultimate end of life. Conclusion: sacrifice, charity, and penance must be done in the mode of goodness according to scriptures. Otherwise, they are inferior in quality if performed in the mode of passion or ignorance. What does Om Tat Sat indicate? They particularly indicate the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Example, in Vedic hymns, the word Om is always found. Indication of Om Tat Sat in Vedic literations. 3 words Om Tat Sat are uttered in conjunction with the holy name of the Supreme Lord. Example, Om Tat Vishnu. Whenever a Vedic hymn or holy name of the Supreme Lord is uttered, Om is added. The scriptural reference for Om Tat Sat. These 3 words are taken from Vedic hymns. Om Rig Veda indicates the first goal, Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi. Chandrokya Upanishad indicates second goal. Sat Iva Soumya. Chandrokya Upanishad indicates the third goal. Example, Brahma performed sacrifices by indicating Supreme Lord with these 3 words. Om Tat Sat and Krishna consciousness. According to BG, Bhagavad Gita, any work should be done for Om Tat Sat, for Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is acting in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining us about the three categories. What are the 3 categories? That is in the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And whether it is in whichever the class, first class, second class, or third class, the condition soul, no, when it is contaminated by these 3 different modes. If it is in the goodness, it will be having the supreme personality. When they are in the Om Tat Sat state, the supreme elevation is there. Means absolutely truth. And because it becomes a spiritual elevation, because it is in the mode of goodness. If it is in the passion, and if it is in the mode of Rajoguna, what will happen? These, no, because these are every time Om is called, because they will be inferior to the mode of goodness. So every time when we are going to chant, because Om is chanting from the Vedic hymns, and it is always found in Om. So Om means A, U, and Ma. A plus U plus Ma is called Om. So one who is we, because Om means the absolute truth. And if we are going to do any type of charity at that time, when we need that charity to be in the spiritualized method, because normally when we are going to give some charity, or when we are doing austerity, what we'll be doing? We'll be doing according to, when you are chanting everything also, you won't say, no, it is offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Or you can say, as it is a password, you can say Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat, or everything is offered to the Lord. So Om means it is from the Vedas. And Tat means it is Tattvamasmi. Means how we can see that, what is the Tattvam? Tattva means, or what we can say, it is every time without any type of defects. It is also indicating the absolute truth or the supreme personality. And if it is come to into Sat is again Sat Eva Saumya. Means again it indicates the third goal. Whatever may be the goal, Om indicates this material, Tat indicates the nates because that they are not indicated of material contamination. Sat means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, accordingly, why these three words are mainly used? Because these three words are used by Brahma when he was doing different sacrifices to the Supreme Lord. And these three letters indicate the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord performing any indicating the Supreme Lord with these three letters. Om Tat and Sat. So if it is, then how this Om Tat Sat and Krishna consciousness? Because Om Tat Sat is again coming to Krishna consciousness only. Because we are offering everything what we are doing towards the lotus feet of the Lord. So this Om Tat Sat. Again, in the next sloka, again Krishna is going to identify more, describing the Om feature. Om means Om Tada Vishnu Paramam Padam. Means whatever we are going to do, whichever the activity we are going to do, we need to offer everything to the Vishnu or the Supreme Personality of Godhead with supreme devotion. Anyone of you go and read the slide? Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Go
The
ahead, Prabhu.
divisions of the faith, text 24, describes Om. Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam, Rig Veda 1.22.20. The lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. Purpose of Om helps one to remember the Lord. Om means Vishnu. This is placed at the beginning of the Vedic hymns to indicate the supreme goal and thus attain the supreme. Reference Rig Veda 1.22.20. The lotus feet of the Vishnu or the supreme devotional platform. Performance of everything on behalf of Supreme Lord assures perfection of all activities. Hare Krishna.
Or you can also think that Om means when you are doing any type of activity, you are going to be performing or having that activity on behalf of the Supreme Lord. So that activity must be perfectly done. So it is also known as perfection of all activity. Whatever you are doing only for the pleasing to the Lord. And it is also Om is given even as it is the starting word that is going to remember Lord Hari or the Vishnu Tattvas, Hari, Vishnu, Krishna, or anything. Means Om means you can also refer to Krishna, Vishnu, or any of the Vishnu Tattvas. Why we are saying Om in all the Vedic scriptures? Because that gives whichever the mantra you are going to do, because that is the Pranav mantra given by the Lord Himself. Because the impersonalist or the Brahman feature persons, the yogis, they every time they will be meditating on this Om. Why they'll be meditating? Because Om is also the perfection of all the activities, because it gives the assurance that everything will be perfectly done. On that only, before starting the class also, we'll be saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So whatever we do, it is spiritualized. If it is in the work of food, charity or anything. And this is the Madhvacharya who is coming in our parampara, he gives different reasons for Om, Tat and Sat. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Madhva. All over creation, the Supreme Lord pervades by his internal potency with the omnipresence of Om. B. As the Supreme Lord is glorified with the greatest respect in all the Vedic scriptures, he is known as Tat. C. Since the Supreme Lord is perfect without any defects and completely auspicious, he is known as Sat. D. The following information is confirmed in the Rig Veda. Om Tat Sat is vibrated for the propitiation to the Supreme Lord, adherence to the Vedic ordinances and injunctions, and honoring creations, the Brahman or spiritual supratum,
Substratum.
pervading all existence, and the Atma or immortal soul within all jivas or embodied beings. Hare
It is again the explanations of from the Madhvacharya Acharya. Om means it may be the omnipotence or the internal potency of Lord Krishna. Or you can say that if Tat, Tat means all the Om, Tat and Sat, they are all the three features of the Lord. Because first goal, second goal, and third goal. So in the second, he is saying that according to the Lord is glorified with great respects in all the Vedic. So he is called, he is known as Tat feature. And here again, Supreme Lord is perfect without any defects. Because we may be having lot of defects, flaws, and other things, but Supreme Lord is completely auspicious. So he is known as Sat feature. Now he describes about the Tat feature. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. The divisions of faith, text 25, describes that. That describes detached work for the sake of liberation, purpose, freedom from material entanglement. These activities are done with disregard for fruitive results. Hare Krishna.
So if any activities are not done with disregard to fruitive results means what is the yoga we'll say? If we don't want any type of fruitive results in our actions.
Bhakti Yoga.
Huh?
Bhakti Yoga.
Okay. Next. It is Buddhi Yoga, Nishkama Karma, or Bhakti Yoga. It's one and the same. So in this, that means they will be here. See because all the Vaishnavas are there. If they are going to do any type of service, also they're always thinking about pleasing the Lord by doing this service. If it is cooking, if it is doing arti, or if it is cleaning the temple, if they are going to take prasadam also, they are every time, they are not attached to this work. They are doing the work, but to whom they are attached? To Lord Krishna, and they are detached to their works. So here the Tat feature is given. That is the freedom from material entanglement. It is just a description. So now we are able to differentiate with Om, Tat, and Sat. So now further detailings will be given. Go ahead, Prabhu. It is as per
Hare
the
Krishna.
sloka we have done this.
The divisions of the faith, text 26 to 27, discussion in the purport. Prasati karmani, prescribed duties. They indicates
Prashasta
prescribed
Karmani.
Vedic. Okay. This indicates prescribed Vedic duties, which are the purificatory processes from the time of conception to the end of one's life. Purpose meant for ultimate liberation. Recommendation in all such activities one should vibrate Om Tat Sat.
Okay.
Sat Bhave.
Just a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Here, Prasaste Karmani means the persons who are following this Varnashrama Dharma. In Varnashrama Dharma only, they'll be following the Vedic duties, and the people will be getting purification from their hearts, and they'll be ultimately progress towards liberation. So at that time also they can, this Om Tat Sat is also recommended for them. Second case.
Sat Bhave and Sadhu Bhave, transcendental situation. Acting in Krishna consciousness is called Sattva. One who is fully conscious of Krishna conscious activities is called Sadhu. Sadhu.
Sadhu.
Reference SB. SB means Mataji?
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavad. SB 3.25.25 emphasizes associations of devotees Satam
Satam
Prasanga.
Prasanga. Satam Prasangi Mama Virya Samvita. See here, Sattva means the goodness, you know that. But a person who is in Krishna consciousness is in the mode of goodness. And when he is having fully consciousness of goodness, then he becomes a sadhu. Sadhu means he knows. Means every time, according to the Bhavagrahi Janardana, Bhava is there, no? The person may be a illiterate, or the person may be as a degraded person, as a dog eater, or anything also. That person who is having fully consciousness of Krishna is called a sadhu. and he must be treated as sadhu himself. So here, why he is going to emphasize on this association means, when we are in the association of devotees, by seeing or by listening about the glorification of the Lord and other things, our consciousness also will be improved. With one, and see, when we are having a good association, then with that association, we can also reach the transcendental platform. So here the emphasis of association is given as sadbhave and sadhubhave. Sadbhave means you have to be in a mode of goodness. Sadhubhave, how you can behave, how you can become a sadhu by bhava. Sadhubhave. Tadartham. That is offering to this
Third,
the supreme. Implies that offering service to anything which represents the supreme. What in a temple there will be many types of sevas, giving devotees different types of seva. Some may be interested in book distribution seva, so they'll be given by the guru himself. Some are interested in doing cooking seva, eva, or some are interested in writing, in collecting funds for the temple. Well, some may be interested in collecting, in giving devotees prasadam, by giving prasadam seva. So different times. Some people will be there. They like to take the videos which are going, the festivals that are going to there, and they will be sharing in YouTube and different internet online sources. So in that way, in broadcasting different festivals and everything. So that is offering their service in which they are best. They're offering them to the Lord. And now we are coming to this practical application of Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat means when initiating a person. When initiating means the normally like we have seen in our families, no, at the age of 12 years like that, no, the male child will be given a thread ceremony. In that, they will be giving the pujaris, they will be saying him Gayatri mantra. His father will be coming and saying in the ears of that child. And from that day, he has to chant the Gayatri mantra, and he must be properly clean, and he must be in that Vedic ritual, wearing this dhoti pajamas and sitting, and they have to do this Gayatri mantra. But in Kali Yuga, now nobody are doing. So this was the practical application at that time. And in some of the families also, will be following this ceremony. So, or at the time of marriage also, this thread ceremony will be done. Means this is Dvija, or the second thing. And also in Kali Yuga, it is not only the ceremonies or anything drawn, but it is Guna Karma Vibhasaya. According to their gunas, they are divided into Brahmins and different categories as per Varnashram. So in that way, how we can perfect our activities and how everything has to be surrounded, making Krishna as the center point and working around everything and offering everything to Krishna. That is nothing but Om Tat and Sat. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Different meanings of Sat.
Hare Krishna. The divisions of faith, text 26 to 27, describes Sat. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice. It is indicated by the word Sat. The performance of such sacrifice is also called Sat. All works of sacrifice, charity, and penance performed to please the Lord are also called Sat, and they reveal the true spiritual nature. Hare Krishna.
So Sat means the true spiritual nature. Now coming to Asat. Go
The
ahead, Prabhu.
divisions of faith, text 28. Krishna describes Asat. Religious activity not done in proper consciousness is practically useless. Anything without faith in Supreme is impermanent and is called Asat and is useless in this life and in the next. Hare Krishna.
Some people, no, if you have seen in this example, no, some people will be there, some persons will be there. They don't like to sit in the sit and do different types of sacrifice, but by the force of their parents or by the force of their grandparents, they'll sit and they will do that yajna and other things, but they doesn't have any faith. So proper consciousness is not there. So everything will become again zero. And also some people know without, because anything without faith or anything that is not offered to the Supreme, whatever we are doing, it is nothing but we are a theft. See, if a owner is there, owner is having everything. And the servant wants to take a nice jewels of the owner, it became he is a thief. When he says to the owner and he takes that, it's a he got the permission, so he's taking. So there at that time, see here also when we are having faith, it becomes like we are getting the permission from the Lord and we are doing everything. So it becomes a krupa from the Lord. But without having that shraddha, adda, what will happen? It becomes an useless activity. In this life also it is useless. In whichever the progressions life also it becomes useless. So here the asat, sat is having faith with the Supreme Lord and doing everything to the Lord. All the activities related to the Lord, that is Sat. Asat means totally without faith and totally, these are not permanent, whereas Sat is permanent. It gives it's a detailed explanation. What Prabhupada is going to explain us.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
The
Krishna. Go
divisions
ahead,
of
Prabhupada.
faith, text 28, discussion in the purport. What is asat? This verse declares that the sacrifice, charity, and penance without faith in the Supreme is abominable. Because it is useless being temporary. Without such faith and proper guidance, there can never be any fruit. No success is obtained without following the principle. Why faith in Supreme is emphasized? Ultimate goal of all Vedic instruction is to understand Krishna. Advice of all Vedas in all Vedic scriptures, faith in Supreme is advised. What is the best recommendation for work? The best course of work recommended to make everything successful is to work from the very beginning in Krishna consciousness under the guidance of bona fide scriptural master. Why direct Krishna consciousness is better than gradual elevation? In conditional state, one is attracted to different worship based on three modes as per text 17.4. Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all three modes. Bhagavad Gita 17 take to the direct Krishna consciousness process by the association of Krishna consciousness devotees, best recommended method. How to find success in the process of Krishna consciousness? First, find the proper spiritual master, then receive training under spiritual master, then one achieves faith in Supreme. When that faith matures, it is called love of God, ultimate goal of living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See, here Asat is given when. Why we have to know about Asat? If we know only about the Sat feature, if we don't know about the Asat feature, what will happen? We don't give more importance to the Sat feature. So Asat also must be known. So Sat means that every time having faith towards the Supreme Lord and offering everything, whichever the activity we are doing, making Krishna as the center and moving accordingly, that becomes your Sat feature. And coming to Asat, it is the opposite of Sat. Everything, whatever you do, if it is not with having the Shraddha of the Lord, it becomes abominable and useless and it is temporary. And we are, because why it is? Because it is not having any type of principle, because they are whimsically doing everything. So why faith is supremacy? What is the ultimate goal of Vedic injection? Vedanta Krut, Veda Vidaha Chaha. Means every time. Means what actually Supreme Lord is seated in our heart in the Paramatma feature. remembrance, knowledge, forgetful. Everything is coming from him. And by Vedas, what we have to know? We have to know who is the Vedanta. Who is the Vedanta? Lord Krishna is the Vedanta. So, who is the knower of the Vedas? The Vedanta. So, the ultimate goal of all the Vedic injections is to understand Lord Krishna. And what is the advice here they are giving? Of all the scriptures, what we have to have? Shraddha or the faith in the Supreme Lord. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is an instruction manual. It is an instruction manual what we have to do and what we must not do. Yama and Niyamas. So, this is then how we can do anything, whichever. Because when we wanted to do any activity, we want 100% success rate. Normally, if it is a company, if it is a student life, anyway, we want 100% successful. So, what is the best recommendation? Because when we are going to see it from the point of soul, what is the best recommendation? That is, we have to be by starting, we have to be in this Krishna consciousness movement under the guidance of the spiritual master. How we can have, because as we are in a conditioned soul, we are attracted by these modes of nature. So by this conditioned mode, if it is, means we can't take directly, but we can try to take Krishna consciousness. How we can try to take Krishna consciousness? By association with different devotees, regularly visiting temples or coming to Zoom meetings, online meetings. Because nowadays, after Corona, online classes are very good and they have taken a proper shape. So, by taking the association of different sadhus, different maharajas, listening to them, because everything will be starting with Krishna consciousness when you are going to hear from. How you are going to drink the nectar of this Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam from your ears, not from your mouth. Because we got 2 years. And we have to take this Krishna conscious directly. How we can get the better, gradually how we are going to associate when we are in a association of different bhaktas. So by seeing them, they are doing so, naturally we'll be in the mode of Raja. So we'll be also wanted to do that. So gradually we'll come to the mode of goodness. After mode of goodness, we'll go to Vishuddha Sattva. When we'll go to Vishuddha Sattva, when we have taken the proper spiritual master and when we are trained according to our abilities. When our faith is there, he'll give us the seed of devotional service. And at that seed, when you are daily pouring water to the seed, then the tree will come into seedlings and the tree grows. So what is the water we have to pour? The chanting, what we have to do. Chanting is the taking the names of the Lord, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, every way. How you can do that? Doing 16 rounds of chanting daily, hearing to the lectures of different acharyas, or doing all the work towards spiritualization to Lord Krishna. So in this way, if your faith is going to mature little by little, and at last it becomes to Bhava Bhakti and it comes to Prema Bhakti, the love of Godhood. So, what is the password key to come out of this material existence? Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Now I'll end my session. Any doubts?